Hi everyone, guess what we're gonna do today? I'm holding up my newly found Warhol inspired but cheap Ross art, canvas art from Ross. And it's featuring the Chanel number 5. This is what I found when I was being a good girl and I cleaned up my house. And I found this that I bought somewhere hidden. It was like leaned up against the wall of like the hall closet or something like that. And I've been enjoying it ever since in my room. So I decided to do a video on the Les Exclusifs, the Chanel collection. And this is not the most recent one. This is a perfume set, sample perfume bottle set that mini perfume bottle set that I purchased like several years ago. And it has, I think, 8 plus 5, 7, 15 of the Les Exclusifs de Chanel line in here. So it doesn't include the most recent one, which is Les Lions. And I think the other one was like a number 9. I don't know. Anyways, I will do a test. I have like testing strips over here, and I'll let you know how I feel about them. I already have some of these that I really like. So Les Exclusifs line is like the more exclusive line for Chanel. So this is this is only usually available online or at their boutiques or at like Neiman Marcus or even Saks Avenue that might carry it. So most of the other places that carry like the regular Chanel perfumes might not carry this line. Only certain purveyors do, like Neiman Marcus, Saks, and stuff like that. So anyways, I bought this off of their website during Black Friday sale. And I was really excited because when they showed it on their site, they showed it like this. But of course it was like really prettied up. So this is how it looks. This is how it looks, how it's supposed to look. So it's presented like this. Oh, gosh, darn it. But anyways, so this flips down, and I'm not going to bother to do it for too long because the stuff will fall down. And you'll have the mini bottles all lined up like that with this top like this. So when you close it, you go like this. But it also comes with this foam thing that you put on top right here, because if you don't do that, then it flaps open and all the stuff comes out. So the problem is it's not too tight. So if I don't hold it closed, like I put something on top, when I put it on my drawer, the top of my drawer, this thing cracks open and then this thing will fall out and then all the perfumes will just be all jumbled up. So basically, I got this. When I got this, I don't know what I was thinking. I think this was like $200 or $300. I actually thought these would be like spray bottles, like mini travel size spray bottles, and I was like so excited because I was like, hey, these like cost $200 or $300 each, a bottle, full-size bottle, large bottle. But for some reason I thought these were going to be travel size ones that were for that price, 15 of them. So I was a stooge and yeah, naive. So when it came, I was like a little bit like disappointed because these ones are actually screw bottles, and I don't really like them, although they are quite decent size. They're like a little bit bigger than the regular samples. So I was a little disappointed, not gonna lie. So the 15 that they're contained is Coromandel, Jersey. So basically everything they had in here in their line up to that year, except for Bois. So I don't know why they didn't have Bois in here. I think it's maybe because they thought they could exclude it because it was like a man inspired one or something. I don't know. But anyways, I was kind of pissed off when I counted it and I realized that they did not include Bois in the set. So maybe we should just do this one by one, okay? So one of them, let's get this one out of the way. So one of my favorites, and I have I actually have a full size bottle of this, is Coromandel by Chanel. Coromandel refers to a screen. So it refers to the lacquer screen, Chinese lacquered screen that Coco Chanel was really loved. So basically back in the day, they didn't have really big rooms. So when people wanted to get dressed, they would actually just have a screen covering like a corner of the room or the side of one room, and the women would just go into behind the screen and change instead of going into the restroom or something like that, because a lot of these apartments that they had back then were really crowded and they didn't have a lot of space. Like none of the normal people had walk-in closets, you know? So they had screens, and it was considered like sexy and mysterious and oriental in nature. And this is, so these are glass bottles. They're not plastic, thank goodness. And they also, instead of having the lids that pop up and down, and these actually screw on, so they're tight. So I was really relieved when I found that out. So Coromandel is like an oriental perfume. It has sweet and resinous and spicy parts. So basically, let's see. I'm looking actually on the Fragrantica net. So basically it contains amber, a little bit of white chocolate to sweeten it up, some incense, but this is not the harsh incense. So this was before incenses were really dry and realistic and burnt. You know, these was much more before that time. This is actually launched in 2016, I think. So the top layers have like a little bit of citrus, neroli, bitter orange. The middle notes are patchouli, orris root, and rose and jasmine. And the back end is white chocolate, benzoin, which is like kind of an ambery vanillic smell, olibanum, which is a type of incense. It's like a type of resin, a tree resin, woody notes, and musk. So to me, this is like a beautiful amber with a little bit of varnish smell to it. So some of the flowers, like the orris root and rose and patchouli, kind of reminiscent of some parts of Shalimar. But then it's a little bit, the end part is nice and sweet. This is really good. I got this to wear in the winter. I think the beginning parts, the problem with these little bits is that they're so small that you're almost afraid to like pour them on yourself. Like you're afraid that like it might all pour out or something like that. And another thing about these bottles is that they don't give the distribution. It doesn't come out evenly spread out like the sprays. And it does kind of mess with the perfume perception, because when you spray it, you can really smell the patchouli. You can really smell the orris root and the sort of like medicinal herbal like top notes of this. So this smells like really, since I just dabbed a little bit on my skin, this smells like a sweet amber. Really good, but not the whole picture. So the next one is this. So this one is called Jersey. And I really love this. I almost bought this because I'm gonna put like a bigger amount actually. Okay, I really love this. This contains vanilla and lavender. Lavender is one of my favorite, like my favorite smells. And this is like slightly medicinal lavender, but not too harsh. It's lavender with white musk, vanilla, tonka beans, jasmine, wildflowers, grass. So it does have like a green note to it, and rose. So to me, this is like an aromatic, floral, powdery type of scent that's soft and very Parisian. You know what I mean? For me, so basically it also has like a vanillic after. Yeah, so it's not too lavendery, which is the reason why I didn't buy it in the end, because I prefer my lavender to be really strong. This is a very feminine aromatic. It's it's sweet and powdery, but not gourmand. It does smell really sophisticated. This is like something like I can see someone wearing a tweed Chanel suit, you know, with the long skirt, and strolling in the gardens. Yeah, it's really nice. It has like a powdery sweetness, kind of like Howard's candies. See Howard's, you know, those violet candies, the pastels are kind of powdery, violety, and floral. That's kind of like what it kind of smells like in the end. Really good. Okay, so here's one that I don't really care for, and this, I don't know if this is actually an exclusive, but it's called number 22. I think this might be part of the regular line, but oh my gosh. So this is where people that do not like, yeah, this is actually an exclusive. So this is what people complain about when they're talking about old fashioned and vintage. This is basically like a white floral aldehydic like powder bomb. Yeah, so the first portion of it is all white florals and aldehydes. So aldehyde smells like the powder that goes up your nose, you know, like wasabi. So it's like white powder wasabi effect on your nose, white florals. And then it has kind of like an ozone-y freshness, and yellow floral. It has a soapy smell, kind of like white soap. And then the base notes are vanilla and vetiver. So it's got a whole bunch of like white florals, like lily of the valley, ylang ylang, jasmine. It's supposed to have rose and tuberose, but I think rose and tuberose are generally really warm. So I don't think that we'll be able to smell that until later on. This does warm up a little bit once the white powder and aldehydes goes away, but it's a little much. So if you hate powder and you hate white floral wasabi up your nose, you will hate the first maybe hour, 30 minutes of this. But then later on it warms up. Yeah, so this is actually vintage. So the name of it is number 22, Chanel. And this was named after the year of its birth, which is 1922. And yeah, so basically they say it's a floral fragrance, refined, sweet, and feminine. Yeah, and also majorly vintage powder. That's what it smells like to me. Okay, so next is something that I adore. So, you know, I really love one of my first loves is the Guerlain, all their colognes. So Guerlain is renowned for their lemon, lime, and cologne scents and aromatics. Oh my gosh, I feel like their citrus is hard to it's hard to beat, and especially when they're at this price, you know what I mean? So the vintage colognes are from like 1800s actually. I think they said like Napoleon Bonaparte's wife or some Bonaparte or somewhere. She really liked this perfume so much that she almost attempted to drink it, like it was like lemonade or something like that. Anyways, that's probably just a legend, because I'm pretty sure if she drank perfume, she'd probably just straight up die because it's poisonous. But this is the infamous Eau de Cologne. So this is Eau de Cologne by Chanel. And you're wondering, why is this in the more exclusive line? Eau de Colognes are generally very fleeting and ephemeral, and they don't last. Well, this is, you know, I have to say, this is probably costs a little bit less, but this is on par with the Guerlains and probably even better. I don't know what they did with this cologne, but it's like the juiciest, most classiest cologne. And the staying power is not bad. It's like a aromatic lemon. It's so good. Let's see what this is consist of. This is like the only Eau de Cologne that I would spend that kind of money for. Cologne. Chanel. So this is kind of like a really unisex. So it's basically consists of lemons, like I said, bergamot, which is classy lemon, citruses, yes, and green notes, yes. The middle notes are neroli, which is like an orange flower derivative, and petitgrain, which I think might be the seeds in the skin or something like that, and some slight spicy notes. I don't know about the spicy notes, but definitely musky, and they have tonka bean as the base. So I think the tonka bean kind of keeps it all together and doesn't let it dissipate. But this is, oh my gosh, one of the classiest citruses that I've ever encountered. And in the summer, I would love to have this one in my arsenal. Very good. Okay, so next one is another one that I was on the verge of getting. So when you're presented with 15 perfumes and you like most of them and you admire most of them, it's really hard to choose. You know what I mean? So this one is 31 Rue Cambon Eau de Parfums. Okay, so Rue Cambon, 31 Rue Cambon. Rue means street, and Cambon is the name of the street. So 31 Rue Cambon was, I think, the start of Chanel. I think that might be either her flagship store or it might be even her apartment. Maybe she lived above it. Not really entirely sure. But anyways, that address, 31 Rue Cambon, is synonymous with Chanel. Oh my gosh. I really like this. I should have bought this. So this is like a more complex, kind of woody, patchouli, floral, slightly spicy, but floral at the same time. It's like a yellowish floral. Yeah, it's kind of hard to describe. It's really good. So let's see what the notes are. Let's see. Top notes are black pepper and bergamot and green notes. Yeah, black pepper might be the something that I'm smelling. It's warm and slightly spicy and woody. Bergamot would explain the slightly fruity note, and green notes. Middle notes are iris, ylang ylang, and rose. So your typical white roses. Base notes are patchouli, labdanum. Labdanum is a super strong, like smelling kind of sweet, aldehydic, sappy thing. It smells like slightly bittersweet. It's a sap, I think, from the rock rose, which is a plant, and woody notes. Yeah, so this is called a chypre. So it's CHYPRE. That reflects, a chypre is, I think, a mixture of green and floral notes. Yes. I think maybe with patchouli and labdanum, maybe that makes a chypre. I'm not sure. But anyways, This is pretty good. I wouldn't mind getting this. And I remember thinking that this was one of my strong forerunners. I ended up getting Coromandel because that one had a really strong, very different appeal than the rest of them. Okay, the next is this. So this is one of the cult classic favorites, and this is called Bois Zeal. So wood of the islands. So this is about sandalwood. But the problem is with this is I don't know if sandalwood is actually what I smell the most when I try this on. Let's see. Bois Zeal. Bois Zeal. Chanel. Yeah, so to me, so the original was launched in 1926. This is actually the reformulation. So what happened was these used to be cologne strength, and then they reformulated the cologne to Eau de Parfums so they can charge more. But then it raised a big fuss because a lot of people said that they changed the formula, and most people, the perfumophiles, prefer the previous formula. So this is like a balsamic, spicy, woody, amber, floral with vanilla. Almost all of these have a little bit of amber and vanilla in them, other than the citrus one. Okay. So this is, the top notes are bergamot and mandarin orange. The middle notes are sandalwood and ylang ylang. And then the base notes are resins. So resins are tree saps. And vanilla and tonka bean. So this is pretty good. This is one of the spicier ones. It has like a sweetish, creamy, warm, woody background. So yeah, I really like this. This was also a forerunner for me to buy. The thing is, I don't actually smell sandalwood too strongly, so I think it's pretty well integrated with all the stuff. Oh wow, the Rue Cambon has warmed up a lot. It's now like a warm ambery base. Oh, it's so good. Oh my gosh, smelling good. Wow, even the Chanel number 22 is warmed up a lot. And it now smells like clean, feminine, powdered skin. Very classy, like green soap. The thing I like about the Chanel exclusive line is I think they must use a very expensive, refined, common base, because it makes your skin smell clean, not too dirty or raunchy, and it like kind of freshens you up. They all kind of slightly have a powdery end to it, which is really cool. It's refined. So this is another one. This one is beige. So this was another one that I really liked. Let's see what it's like. I actually have a small bottle of this. So the small bottle of this is 2 fluid ounces. So it's more than the typical 1.7 fluid ounce. And this one is a tropical. So I love this because this is one that I remember very clearly. This one is a tropical one. So good. I love this one. I don't know why they call it beige. I think it must be ironic because beige to me reminds me of like, city living and suburbs and dressing for work in sensible heels and nylons and stuff like that. But beige is actually, this is like a honeyed floral, like tropical floral that's a little bit sweet. And this reminds me of beach So basically it has frangipani. Frangipani is a tropical flower that smells kind of like a little bit lemon, like a little bit fruity, like lemony, and like tuberose at the same time. So it's lemony, cool tuberose. This also has hawthorn with powdery freesia flowers. So freesia flowers are also a little bit plummy smelling, plummy and white floral and leathery. Yeah. Okay. So Mademoiselle Chanel once says that she takes refuge in beige because it's natural. So I think that's maybe why the perfumer made it like this. This is like, you know, everything else is kind of like city life, sophistication, maybe like refinement, high fashion, but then it's also maybe high pressure, lots of scrutiny, keeping up with the Joneses, being snobbish, you know, maybe. And this is kind of like a simple, natural, like beach, like you're on a tropical beach with sunshine type perfume, nice and simple. I know that when I got that and I sprayed it on, I had that vibe, you know what I mean? It's very calming and makes you imagine like, I don't know, Caribbean. That's what I imagined. But it's also clean at the same time. So what I really love about all of the Chanel exclusives is, and when I first smelled all of them, and before I bought this, I went to Neiman Marcus and I smelled the whole range, and I was able to smell the whole range of the Christian Dior exclusive line. And I could tell you that I found the Chanel ones were more refined in terms of like they were more delicate. They didn't hit you over the face with the gourmandness. A lot of the I found a lot of the Christian Dior were on the heavy-handed side, but then I also think that the Chanel ones are more abstract and the Christian Dior ones are more upfront, and the Chanel ones are a little bit more vintagey feeling and more feminine. Whereas I feel that a lot of the Christian Dior ones were maybe more unisex in terms of, and more appealing to a younger, more modern audience. So I feel like the Chanel ones were more sophisticated, but then also a little bit more old-fashioned. So let's go on with the new one. So number 18 is one that I never really truly understood. Let's see what this one is. So I haven't smelled these in the longest time, just to let you know. Oh, okay. So this one is floral, musky, fruity, woody, iris, sweet, violet, and earthy. Okay. So this is your fruity floral. This is also pretty recent, I think, number 19. It's yeah, I can totally smell the glittering, I mean, not glittering, it's supposed to smell like a rare sparkling gem, but you know, I can smell a lot of wood in this, just like cedar wood, kind of some fruit, and it has like a syrupy fruity note covered with ambrette seeds. So ambrette seeds, I think, are something that smells, it's called, ambrette is called musk mallow. And let's see what that smells like. So it has an amber, musk, and animalic smell. Ambrette seeds oil has a sweet, floral, musky fragrance. So this is like basically a light, fruity, floral musk. So this is one of the ones that I don't really get. But you know what? I can't really smell it because I think a lot of the musk, you have to wait until it heats up on your skin. I have dry skin and I don't have a really high body temperature. It really helps for perfumes to bloom if you actually have a warm or hot body temperature. So I really recommend to you to maybe like walk around after you spray some perfume on, walk around your city, and then when you're nice and warm, sit down at a cafe and let the scents kind of waft up to you. So this one, I would have normally have dismissed it as being like nothing. But I have a feeling that the violety and powdery iris and earthy scents are going to come out once I heat up. So right now, after the musky, fruity, woody bits are sort of not dissipated, but they kind of like spread out, I feel like there's a little bit of violetiness trying to come out, but it just hasn't bloomed yet. So I'll wait for it. So number 18 is very subtle. So maybe if you don't like musk, or you find you can't smell musk, a lot of people have this, what they call anosmia. So anosmia means that you can't smell the scent for that note. And a lot of it is musk based. Yeah, I have that issue with this one. Doesn't really smell like much. So this one is one of my favorites. Well, let's just say it carries one of my favorite notes. So La Pausa is actually an ode to iris. So, and it's supposed to be the iris pallida, which is like an earthy kind of a powdery cold scent. So it's supposed to be kind of meditative and quiet. So you have certain flowers like rose and tuberose are really like loud, whereas other ones like iris are more subtle. Let's see. Okay. I love iris perfumes. I am an iris perfume aficionado, and I almost bought this, but at the time, so this is what you would call silvery and sort of like elfin, you know what I mean? Okay, I can imagine like, because this iris roots are a little bit powdery and slightly sweet, but there's also like a starchy note, you know, like a carroty, starchy note. It's not carroty per se, but it, yeah. Oh, it's so good. There's this one point where the iris, right before it turns powdery, gives off its beautiful starch. And I'm addicted to that one point. So I have bought like all these iris concrete, iris butter perfumes just so I can smell that one turning point. It's so good. So yes, it's silvery woodland powder, kind of like an elf. Very cool. And stable. You know what I mean? It's cool but rooted in the earth. But it's not earthy. It's very, it's like sophisticated. Oh my gosh. I can smell like the fruitiness coming out of the ambrette. I don't recommend doing this, by the way. Oh my gosh. This is by far my favorite. But the thing is, the reason why I didn't buy a full bottle of La Pausa, even though I loved iris, is because I found a not better. Okay, maybe it's a little bit more complex and a little bit more less straightforward perfume with more facets. And that one is called Silver Mountain Mist. Silver Iris Mist by Serge Lutens. And that is one of my holy grail perfumes, especially for if you love iris. It has a carroty, starchy, earthy iris, and it also is damp with violet and green notes, and also I think it has vetiver and all these woodland type notes. It's like basically like the elves in like the Hobbit. What is that Hobbit thing? Lord of the Rings. I mean, that reminds me of the elves in Lord of the Rings. That type of elegance and woody nature association. You know what I mean? where they're like fey, F-E-Y. That, I feel like that's the term to use. And also, but at the end of it though is a surprise. So it doesn't stay cold throughout. At the end, you will get a surprisingly warm benzoin base. So yes, at the end, you will smell slightly powdery and airy, ambery, and slightly vanillic. Yes, it's like ambery vanilla, that's powdery. That's how it ends. From a really cold, damp, oak mossy, woodlands, starchy floral white powder like that. It turns into that. So yeah, that one is like a total masterpiece. And I haven't found one that kind of overtakes it. So I am holding on to that one and not buying a bottle of this at the moment. This is more one-dimensional. Although if you do want to smell like the most elegant, refined, sophisticated Parisian lady, this is it. Oh my gosh, this is like so stunning. It's like your skin but better scent. You know what I mean? It's so refined. Yeah, this is not like a raunchy musk. This is, you know, beautiful, refined musk. I mean, it does smell like the essence of Coco Chanel. That's what I want to say. As an elf. Bel Respiro. Okay, so the next one is Bel Respiro Eau de Parfum. Bel Respiro. So this one is green, floral, fresh, and leather. I kind of like this, but also like did not remember what it smelled like that much. Let's see. Shoot. I'm running out of real estate here. Okay, well, maybe I'll do it onto, I hate to waste this onto a paper, but I guess I will have to. Okay, well, maybe I'll do it on this thumb. Do it on this thumb. Okay, so yes, this one is very beautiful and green. Yes, it has a slight bit of citrus too. So it's supposed to have a freshness and sophistication, bringing together dewy grass, crushed leaves, and aromas associated with the Garrigue, which is the scrubland of southern France. Yeah. So southern France is where Chanel gets the Rose de Mai, yeah, this is really good. You know what? I might have to get this. I really, really love green. And it smells really green on the blotter. I noticed that because the blotters are dry, they will retain the top notes really long. Whereas the green notes are already slightly receding. They're going into the floral notes, into like maybe the crushed grass and crushed leaves and florals. Yeah. You know what? I'm really glad I sprayed it on this paper because I love smelling the green notes. And I'll use this, I'll put this into my like clothing drawer to perfume it. So anyways, speaking of the south of France is known for very expensive Rose de Mai extract. I think like tons and tons of roses are used to make very little bit of product. And they probably only go into the most expensive perfumes because I noticed that a lot of these exclusives are Eau de Parfum formula, but they have a much more expensive pure parfum formula as well for some of these. And I actually have a travel spray of the Chanel Parfum No. 5 Parfum, and it is much less powdery and much more rounded floral. It's not like the stuffy nose wasabi aldehyde white florals. You know what I mean? Harsh and powdery. The flowers, like the rose and whatever they have in there, is really round. I don't know how to say it. It's full and round and like entire drops of it. They're not being stingy with it. And that kind of like softens up the powder. It's less powdery. It's more about the natural florals. It's still powdery, but it's less harsh. You know what I mean? Because the floral aspect comes to the fore. Okay, Bel Respiro. Bel Respiro. Okay, next. Okay, so this is one that I had tried when I was in I think high school, and I really, okay, so basically it confused me a lot. This one is called Gardenia, and it does not smell whatsoever like Gardenia to me, okay? Or not like Gardenia like how the other fragrance houses do Gardenia. And this is Chanel's Gardenia. Yeah, so this Gardenia is actually not Gardenia. It's actually tuberose, okay? So Gardenia is more of has a more white floral and more delicate white floral, kind of like jasmine-y thing. This is very, very tuberose-y, and it has like coconut, vanilla, musk, sandalwood, vetiver, and patchouli. So I feel like that, and also some fruity notes. So I really don't like this because I never really liked tuberose. I like tuberose when it's strongly tempered by other things, and I do like I have some tuberose perfumes, and I do like some tuberoses, but I do not like this one, and I don't consider this Gardenia, although a lot of people love this perfume. For some people, this is their favorite Chanel one, but I because of the overpowering tuberose, I can't deal with it. Nope. Okay, so this is another one that I was thinking about getting, and this probably used to be really, really cutting edge, but with the new perfumes, it kind of smells like, I think a lot of other new perfumes have kind of have been inspired by it. So now that I'm smelling it later, I don't feel like it's as cutting edge, although it's one of the best of this entire collection. So Cuir de Russie is this one. Cuir means leather, Russie means Russia. So this is Russian leather, and this is a leather perfume, but it has a lot of other stuff. So leather is not really strong. It's not like your modern masculine sort of leathers. This is leather that has a lot of white florals. It's a little bit smoky. It's also sweet, and it has a little bit of amber and tobacco. Just sort of spread it out. So I feel like it's quite oriental. It's not probably everyone's cup of tea. It has a little bit of birch and resins, but it's not like your sorry, I'm not actually coughing because of the perfume. I had something stuck in my throat. My throat was dry. Yeah, so this has got a little bit of citrus on top. Like it says it has orange blossom, mandarin orange, and bergamot. And the middle ones are ylang ylang, jasmine, tobacco, and rose. And then the base notes are leather, birch, and resins. So this is a very ladylike, well-balanced leather. It's strong, but it has a sticky sort of sweetness to it. It's hard to describe. So it's like a sticky sweet type of leather with the birch and resins. So it's kind of woody in the end. Very good, but no longer cutting edge. So this was actually launched a while ago, and it's still very good. This is one of my favorites. I'm thinking about getting that too for my collection, although I have a lot of leathers, and I don't know. Oh my gosh, this Bel Respiro, the greenness of this is still on this blotter. Oh my gosh, I need to get this Bel Respiro. Don't put it on the skin, put it on the blotter. Might have to put this near my bed so I can smell it at night. Okay, so the next one is 1932. And this is probably the year it came out too, or maybe it celebrates that year. So this is another one of these floral aldehydic ones, although it has a pear and grapefruit note. So let's see. Okay, so I do really like this. The pear keeps the aldehydes at bay. Aldehydes can be very dry and overpowering. Okay, I smell the aldehydes. It just gives it an edge. I think the pear softens the aldehydes and give it like a certain direction, make it more interesting. Pear and grapefruit. So the middle notes are iris, floral notes, and jasmine. This is very good. And then the base notes are musk, vetiver, woody notes, vanilla, and incense. Okay, so we haven't gotten there yet. I'm quite enjoying the floral, fruity, and aldehydic and fresh notes. Wow. The leather turned really, really powdery, and whoa, and aldehydic. Interesting. I'm not sure I want that leather anymore. 1932. I think I will like this one. Yummy, yummy. This is good. 1932, one of my faves. Okay, now comes this one. A lot of people, especially women, don't like this. You have to like woody and woody notes, and I do. So here comes this Sycomore. So Sycomore would be lovely for men too. So this is a spiky, so nice. It's like a camphoric woody note. It's really strong. Sycomore. This was supposed to be my next purchase, but I couldn't, when I went there, I couldn't bring myself to pull the trigger on this. I don't know. Why? So this is mostly woody, aromatic, spicy, and smoky. It revolves around the scent of vetiver, which is kind of like a herbal grass, and it's supposed to represent the strength of wood and the rough texture of bark. So it is spiky, you know, like the texture of bark. This is really good. So basically it has vetiver, was this kind of hay, herbal, green, slightly bitter, spiky. It also has cypress, which is a type of evergreen, juniper, which is used in gin. So juniper gives gin its cold slightly like medicinal in terms like piney scent. So it's kind of like cold and piney with the spices. It also gets warmed up by a little bit of sandalwood, tobacco, spices. It also has violet and aldehydes. So the violets will make it a little bit powdery, and aldehydes give it that white floral edge. This is a very strong spiky perfume. Good for men and women. I think this is probably the most masculine out of all of the all of the perfumes. Yeah, this is not too sweet. This is the least sweet out of all of them. Most of them have some sort of vanilla or some sort of sandalwood or something that warms it up and makes it powdery or feminine or floral. This one is not really floral. It's the most spicy, strong, although it's still Chanel. So it's within the refined, spicy, strong one. Yeah, it's really good. And this is the last one that this one contains because it doesn't contain Bois. And this is one of my favorites just because it's fun. And I told you that a lot of Parisian perfumes that I connect with Paris is violet. And violet is one of my favorite florals because it's innocent, it's sweet. There's also violet candy. Violet is also like a purple type of thing. It's a little bit melancholy. It's a little bit damp and woodsy and quiet. So I really like it. This turns into Misia turns into like a violet candy powder. So yeah, so it's powdery, it's violet-y, it's fruity, it's a little bit of leather, a little bit of peach and rose. So basically it smells like old-fashioned styled makeup, like powdery violet makeup, vintagey, a little bit like C. Howard's violet pastels, kind of powdery and sugary. Pretty good, actually. So my favorites out of all of them are Misia, violet candy powder. And this is a no order because La Pausa is probably my favorite. La Pausa by Chanel. This is the Queen Iris, Queen Elf in the Forest Iris. Cool and sophisticated, but also natural and woody, of the woods, you know. And also Bel Respiro. Bel Respiro is the lush cut grass and leaves. And yes, this is what it smells like. Yes, this is, I'm glad I revisited this set. I haven't smelled these in like 1.5 to 2 years because, you know, they were just sitting around and I didn't bother because I don't like these bottles, you know. When you're lazy, that extra step of screwing tight the bottles and being paranoid that if you didn't screw it tight that the perfume would evaporate, that is like, you know, that also keeps you from using it on a regular basis, okay? Another one that I really like is 1932. This one is your sophisticated floral, woody, I think fruity musk, maybe. One of these I already have is Beige, Tropical Island Flower, Plumeria, no, Frangipani, Honey, yep. And 31 Rue Cambon, very sophisticated, fruity musk, love. And Eau de Cologne. This one I really love because I like citric cologne, classic. And Jersey is okay, yeah. I don't really smell the lavender that I crave, so this one is kind of like in between. And I have this already, Coromandel, amber, white chocolate, lacquer, beautiful. So out of all these 15, I really love 8. not bad, okay? Not bad. That's the majority, actually. The ones that I don't like, number 1, Gardenia. Number 2, I mean, number 22, actually. But number 2 I don't like is this one. Actually, I don't like this. Yeah, I don't like Gardenia the most, but this is like a close second. And then the rest are kind of like just slightly ho-hum. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, Cuir de Russie, Sycomore, Bois Zeal. I actually like Bois Zeal, okay? If I didn't have more outstanding leathers, I would love this one. But this is definitely a ladylike leather, okay? So basically that's it. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. The cost of these Les Exclusifs, let me just, yeah, they're not called Les Exclusifs for nothing. So the cost of these ones now are, let's see. Fragrance. Exclusive. What the? Oh, it's called Les Exclusifs de Chanel. That's the collection. So if you go onto the Chanel website, don't just look under exclusive. That's just like exclusive, like holiday sets or something. This line is called Les Exclusifs de Chanel. And let's see. They're starting from $200. So I guess they haven't raised the prices on this since I last bought them. So $200 is for the 2.5 fluid ounce. So basically that's not a small bottle. 2.5 fluid ounce is larger than the 1.7 smaller bottles standard bottles that they usually come in. So basically it's a good size bottle. So $200 is not a lot compared to, 1.7 ounces, you know what I mean? You do get a lot more. So the next size up is a 6.8 fluid ounce. That's huge. That's like, let's see, double 100. That's like 200 milliliters. That's like double the size of the standard large size. So that one is only $350. So basically, you get more than twice the amount, but you pay less the higher volume you go. So that's how it is. So basically, if you want to get like a really large bottle and you split it, you can actually split it like 3 times, and you would still get like 2 point something fluid ounces, 2 something fluid ounces. That's almost like a 200 bottle times 3. So that would usually be like almost $600, but it's only $350. So you save a ton of money if you split this bottle like 3 ways, and you would get like a good size bottle, larger than the standard size small size bottles, which are like thousands of sprays. So it's not bad actually. So pretty good. So please let me know if you liked my descriptions. Well, maybe they weren't. They were just like very subjective. If you like this content and perfume reviews, let me know and I'll do some more. Thanks a lot. Please like and subscribe and comment if you have any comments to have about your experiences with the Chanel, and we can have a nice discussion for next time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.